Okay guys, so this is going to be a quick video on some of my personal thoughts on the MacBook Pro 13-inch 2020 model. And this isn't actually the base model, it's the model with, let me just show the specs about this Mac. Should be right there. Alright, so I don't know if you can see that, but it's the one with 4 Thunderbolt 3 ports, and that has the i5 10th gen instead of the i5 8th gen, so better Intel Iris Plus graphics. Then we have 16 gigabytes of DDR4X memory, clocked at 3733 megahertz. That's actually a pretty high clock speed, so opening apps, closing them, switching between Chrome tabs is actually pretty snappy, which I like. And then we have the Intel Iris Plus graphics, which is good enough for video editing stuff. And if you do want to try games like I say CS:GO, Fortnite, stuff like that, it's actually not bad. Fortnite on comp settings, you would get around 60 frames. I tried it, it's not bad, but it's like a console experience. But what can you expect from an ultrabook this thing? And it's not exactly meant for gaming. If you wanted it, you'd probably go for a gaming laptop. But so here is, yeah, Mac. It's pretty nice in my opinion. Like one thing I really want to talk about is the keyboard and how they improved it over last gen, and it's quite a big difference actually. And if you look at it, these aren't the butterfly switches, they are these they call them the magic keyboard switches, and these are actually raised. They actually have 1 millimeter of key travel distance, unlike the butterfly keyboard, which had no travel distance. So when you press it, you feel it go in, and I like that feeling. And it's a nice keyboard actually. Compared to, I usually type on right here. I have my Ducky, what is it called? Ducky 12SF. I really like it with brown switches. And this has some, I don't even know, but they're really clicky. It feels nice to type on actually. It's really solid to type on. And with MacBooks, with all MacBooks, there's no flex at all. It's super solid to type on. Each key feels nice. I don't think I've had any issues with it. It's a really great keyboard in my opinion. Then we have the touch bar over here. So if I can zoom into that, yep, touch bar up here. We have some controls. So we have, what is it called? So we can expand it. I press this button. If I can press it, we can expand it like that, and you can actually customize what widgets you have on here. So right now I swapped out Siri for play and pause right there from music, and then I have the mute button. If I press here, I can take control of volume with the slider, and it still has that stupid thing that iOS had, where like it's a huge circle once you put up the volume or take down the volume. So I'll show you that. I really wanted to fix this because like it takes, let's say you're watching YouTube, because you could miss a bit, because I think that's a little too much. If you're already sliding it right here, I don't know why it needs to tell you there again. But then again, it also takes like a lot of space on the screen. And here we have the display. That's what I want to talk about next. It's really nice. It's I'm pretty sure it's 60 hertz, 2560 by 1600, 16 by 10 aspect ratio, and it supports the P3 color gamut. So it has a pretty wide range of colors, and actually 25% more colors than regular sRGB. And I really like how vibrant it is, and the screen itself gets pretty bright. It also gets pretty dim. Wow, my screen's dirty. Let's talk about that later, but it gets pretty bright and dark. I really like how this purple looks on it. It's very nice. It looks very, like, I don't know, it's just soothing for me. But at all viewing angles, it seems fine. Even at looking at harsh angles, you don't really have any like issue with that. So you can share this with multiple people, it should be fine. And forgot to mention, with the keyboard, there's a physical escape key. They used to have one built into the touch bar. The touch bar used to span the whole top, and there used to be a digital escape key, and now they removed that. They got your physical escape key, and then they have the T arrow keys, which I also love. Yeah, and one thing I do want to mention in this review is battery life. And I thought I'd be getting much better battery life, as Apple boasts battery life is one of their key selling points in the MacBook Pro line, or actually in the MacBook line in general, because they last longer than other laptops, and You can get more done because it has more battery. And I haven't been really experiencing that good battery life, if I'm being honest, because I'm working. I have a lot of apps open. So I have a lot of stuff. I usually keep a bunch of Chrome tabs open. I mean, a few Chrome tabs, maybe Premiere Pro, like open with the video, just sitting there in the background. And then maybe I'm looking through messages, notes and stuff, but nothing too insane. I get it when I'm rendering a video or doing some intensive tasks like playing games. It makes sense that the battery is gonna deplete quickly. But just with normal use, I'm not getting that good battery life with it, and I really wish it was improved. And also with that issues topic, we'll talk about the cooling. It gets really hot. Like playing games, the whole thing is hot. I'm pretty sure the CPU rests like right here, and there's a small heatsink on top of it. I think I've seen a picture of it like taken apart, and this gets really hot. Like you feel the heat mostly the bottom of the laptop. So if it's on your lap, you'll definitely feel the heat. Like it's more here, and then since it's all aluminum, it spreads the heat to like here, and you really feel the heat. And sometimes when it gets really hot and you're typing, you feel it on the palm rest, and it gets kind of annoying because of how hot it is. But I really hope they revise this in the next generation with improved cooling. I mean, it's gonna be hard to do as these ultrabooks don't have that much space for cooling. Like if we have lots of fans, we have a water cooler, and we have a whole separate cooler for the GPU, right? We can't afford all of that space in a laptop like the Mac. Off a bunch of space from the other size, and like the bezels are definitely smaller, but they could be even smaller. I feel like they could push it a little to the edge on the top. There's a bigger forehead. Fine with the edges because it gives it a bit of durability. Because if it's way too close to the edge, then it's gonna be easier to damage. So you drop it, and it's gonna easily mess up the display underneath. So I'm fine with it having a little bezel on the edges, but I would. In the top, I would prefer like a smaller bezel. And also one thing we also should talk about is the camera on here. The camera is alright. It's not amazing, but it's a 720p camera, and it seems to be doing alright. But what is it called? It's not amazing. Like, I'll show you a picture or two on screen of me taking pictures of stuff, but it's not exactly like your iPhone 11 Pro camera, and this is what I'm shooting with right now. It's really good in my opinion, but I feel like since Apple is so good at making smartphone cameras, they should be able to put those in here, even though it's not that big of a deal because most people don't use the camera on their Macs for really doing anything besides taking a couple pictures of documents and maybe FaceTimes and stuff like that. But I don't really see people recording that much, but they do have the technology. I don't think it would be that much more expensive for them to make, so I'd be like, why not just include that into the MacBook? It's not bad by any means. If it has lots of light, then it's great, but if you have just a little less light, I wouldn't really prefer it. And it's actually not that big of a deal, but the bigger thing that, like, let's say video calls, the biggest thing that I was impressed with in video calls is the microphones. There's 3 beamforming microphones. I have no idea where they are, but they do work great. So there's 3 of them. They all like point a beam together, and they actually pick up your voice very clearly. So right now, I'm recording this on a blue Yeti Nano mic, and it's actually really good. The mic in the Mac, it's actually getting a little close to the Yeti, but I still prefer an actual physical microphone over something embedded in a computer. But it's not bad for what it is by any means. It's actually really good. And then the design of the Mac is pretty slim, small. You have 2 Thunderbolt 3 on the left. On the right, you have 2 Thunderbolt 3, and then you have a headphone jack. So if you really want to get the most out of this laptop, I suggest, first of all, you should get one of these. I'll link it in the description. I also link this thing in the description too. This is usually plug it this side here. This one sits flush with the Mac, so that's why I paid. I had a little extra. It's like $30, so it's not bad. Clicks in, right? So you get micro SD, you get full size SD, you get USB-C, you get two USB 3.0 and another Thunderbolt 3, and if we flip to the front side, we get a HDMI, and that's pretty useful if you're doing a lot of stuff that requires more than just Thunderbolt, because not a lot of people use Thunderbolt for everything because it's quite expensive. Thunderbolt monitors, not everything is Thunderbolt yet. I like to see how it's future-proof. Like, I like how this is future-proof, but I feel like Apple should sell or at least include one of these in the box with the Macs, because it's very, very essential for you to get the most out of the Mac. Like, you know how they give the headphone dongle with the iPhones to use headphones? They should do the same with this. This is pretty much necessary for you to use it. Like, let's say I want to charge my old iPhone, it doesn't have a USB-C to USB or Lightning, whatever it is, cable. You can't do that unless I have this adapter. HDMI, you can't do that. Through display, can do that. And then there's a bunch of other stuff. So this is really useful. If you do get a Mac, you have to get one of these. Not have to, but it's pretty much a necessity at this point, because Thunderbolt 3, it's not there yet. I could see that being there in the future, but yeah, for now, this is the way to go. And I'll link this one in the description. It's by Chotec. It was like $30. It is the same color, and it almost feels the same as the aluminum on the MacBook Air. It feels pretty dense for what it is. It's only $30. I'll link it in the description below. As well with this little sleeve I got for it. So I'm this company called TomTalk. It's really, really nice. It's made for this model. So this is the MacBook Air. Actually, A2251. If you see in the left part of the this, it's right there. So they made this case perfectly for this Mac. As you can see, it's really nice padded, and it has these corner bumpers. I'll show you this first real quick. Switch this, please. Alright, that's not gonna work, so I'm just gonna do it like that. And yep, that's it. That's the case. It's very nice, actually. It's somewhat water resistant and stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys later. That was just quick. That was just my quick thoughts on the Mac. Performance great, cooling not so good. It's overall one of the best laptops you can get nowadays for, like, let's say you're going for a powerful 13-inch Mac, not MacBook, laptop in general, 13 or 14-inch. This would be the way to go, in my opinion. Love how reliable macOS is. Never had any issues with it in the past. Nothing as major as Windows. Always had a lot of issues with Windows, but everyone needs Windows. But with this, I really like this Mac. You guys probably will too, so I will see you guys in the next video.